Good evening, Mr.
Tell.
Tel. Good.
I'm
Everything
fine.
is good here.
Fine. This is our second broadcast. Our first broadcast was a total different subject. It was about the United States, the southern border crisis, the war in Ukraine, etc.
Yep.
We are going. Should I formulate it? We're going to focus on the financial markets, right?
Yeah, we're gonna focus today on what the markets are doing with especially gold and Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the graphic of gold, and something interesting is happening.
Okay.
So I can share my screen,
Yeah.
screen,
Do that.
and you have to help me tell
Yeah. You need to click on the arrow.
on the arrow.
Yeah, on the arrow,
Which arrow?
um, how should I say that in English? So you have different options in the middle. The
Mhm.
fourth option from the right side, the feeder
Oh,
van rechts.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
you click on that arrow,
I
and
got it.
then you can click on one of those tabs. I guess.
Yes, I got it. So here we are. Gold.
Okay,
What do we see here? I'm gonna take it to the last week.
the last week.
Every bar is a week. And what do we see here? We going direction to the elections.
Yeah.
In October, it was a little bit down, but we see the rise of gold, and that's pretty interesting here
So
because
you say every bar is a week?
every bar is a week. Yes, and
Okay.
if you see here, 2019, from there on, it went up.
Yeah.
But what happened 2019? Do you know?
Well, in March 23, 22, we had the lockdowns, we had the coronavirus.
With the coronavirus
Mm.
virus,
Yeah.
exactly. But gold was already going up in 2019.
Oh, okay. Well, Trump was still president. Um, yeah, I don't know what happened geopolitically, and yeah, I would say because of the lockdown, money was printed massively and gold was increased in price. But I don't know. That would be my answer.
Well, the interesting thing is when they started printing more money through during the lockdown, gold remained stable.
Okay.
If you see 2022, from 2000 mid 2020 until now, we have no up, we have no down. But yeah, if you look at this channel here, it seems to me that they are waiting.
Waiting.
Well, the price of gold is waiting for something big.
Okay. And is that big thing going to happen this year? Perhaps.
Well, perhaps because when I can draw a line here, I can show you what I find so interesting about this graphic. Um, we are at this point now. Do you see it?
I see your cursor. Yeah.
Here. This is where we are now. And you
Yeah.
see the pink line. The pink line is above the first two peaks. This is number one, this is number two.
Yeah.
Then it went down. Normally it happens. This is a pattern that you see many times, the two horns,
Yeah.
and then what you see is always, almost always, the price goes down until a certain level, and it went down to this level. It is, if you go back, more or less the level of 2012, 2013, if you see here,
Yeah.
but it maintained at this level, and this was in 2022, and we had the lockdowns, and we had
Yeah.
the vast money printing. And then what is so typical, what you see here, if it wasn't for the money printing, the price of gold could be down more, maybe until
Okay.
here, until this point here. But when they started printing a lot of money, and printing money about many money, wasting it on the coronavirus, um, creates a lot of debt.
Yeah.
And well, there are people, the smart money. You always have to look at the smart money where it goes. Most people are thinking twice, and they're thinking, well, maybe it's better that we buy some gold more. And you see, I don't know if you remember when the lockdown went off or on.
When the lockdown finished, you mean?
Exactly,
I guess in February 22.
February 22. Uh-huh. There are the two horns. Yes.
Yeah, when the lockdown ended in February 22 and the Ukraine war
Hmm.
spontaneously started. I don't think it was
Exactly.
spontaneous, but it's another subject.
Yeah, exactly. I understand you. But what I find so interesting, the lockdown stopped, so no more uncertainty. The Ukraine war broke out. This is the initial 2022. Gold went still a little bit down, down, down. So what I find so interesting, nor the war in Ukraine, nor the lockdown that went off, what you see is the gold didn't go up again. It started going up again at the end of 2022. So it
Okay,
must be something what the Fed is doing.
so it started to gain value again from 22 again.
Yes. At the end of 22, it started gaining value again. And what I find so
Okay,
interesting, you see these two horns. It surpassed the two horns. This is the first. So this
okay,
is what we call in trading a test. They surpass it, and the smart money looks if the public goes also. So at this point, it's the first test. Then they sell off again, and then the smart money starts kicking in at this point and goes up again. It surpasses this peak again.
yeah, I see it.
So if I'm betting my money, I will
Yeah,
bet now for a call option,
for a call option, let's do it with
for a buy. Let's see. This is CFD. So at this point, I think it would be smart to buy gold now.
okay. Let's Ramos. We will do it with I will say fake money, right? We are going to open an
Yes.
option.
Yes. This is a paper account which I have
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
So what we can do now, as
yeah,
we can open a trade,
yeah,
and we're gonna take a stop loss and a take profit.
yeah. Let's do it.
So the stop loss, it must be, according to me, below these 2 points, little bit lower,
Yeah.
over here, and the take win, I would say, let's see. It's maintaining this point here. Yes, it's bouncing at this point. I will show you. Do you see this line here?
Which line?
The black line.
Yeah.
And you see this point here.
Yeah.
It's bouncing back.
How's it called in English? A resisting point? How's it
This is
called?
a resisting point. Yes, these are two resisting points. This one and this one. You see it?
Yeah.
And this part went down, but is resisting. This is resistance what we see here.
Yeah.
So, well, what it means in my eyes, it means that there are more buyers than sellers.
There are more buyers than sellers. Okay. More buyers than sellers mean the price increases, right?
The price should be increasing, yes. So what I want to do, I'm gonna open now a trade. Stop loss, I'm gonna take it a little bit lower, about here. But the take profit, also very important.
You're going to make a stop loss, so that the trade stops at a certain loss. Okay.
Exactly, and then I'm gonna take a profit at about, let's see, about this peak here. Here, you're gonna want. I want to take profit. Why? Because at this week, the price spiked up. To me, it's a test. Then it went down again. You see it quite often. So let's open a trade here.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Can you still follow me?
Yeah, I can follow you. You saw those resisting points, and it bounced back.
Let's see how we can open a trade here. This is the plus 500 account for people that are new here in this matter. I'm pretty new also with this account, so I still am learning where to open a trade.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can succeed. So what's on the news, Mr. Tell?
Yeah, everybody's talking about that interview, right? I mean, but related
Famous
to,
interview between Tucker Carlson and Mr. Putin.
yeah, but yeah, okay, but you're now opening that position.
I'm opening now the position, yes. Of course, this is a paper account.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy.
But ladies and gentlemen, the thing is, the purpose of these broadcasts is to to exercise with these kinds of things.
I'm gonna
And
exercise.
we love to hear from your advices. We love to hear from your recommendations, remarks. This is an interactive YouTube channel. If we should have done something better, let us know it. If we have overseen something, let us know it.
Okay, folks, I just opened a trade,
At
but
which price?
I just forgotten now. We are in the weekend, and certain commodities,
Ah,
if I'm correct, cannot buy you cannot buy them in the weekend. So
yeah,
this
that's
is an
true.
order, but that is no problem because now we placed an order at the price of 2026 dollars
Please,
and 15 cents.
please zoom in the order for the audience a little bit,
Let's
please.
see if we can zoom the order. No, we cannot zoom the order.
So the actual price is 2025, and
No,
at the price is
2026 and 60 cents.
at that price our order starts, right?
Exactly.
And at which price, at which profit will the
Well,
order stop?
we gonna what we're gonna do now, we take a take profit, take loss. So I have to go back to the graphics
Yeah.
and let's see where is where we can make a stop loss and a take profit. So as you see, folks, when you're starting with trading, it's also very useful to know the interface. It's a learning curve. That's how we say.
Yeah.
You can expand the window again. I got it for 1 week. Each candle represents a week. And now we're gonna establish where we want to the stop loss. So to me, I see the two horns. These are
Yeah.
the two horns, and this is really a crucial point for me. I'm gonna take the stop loss at, let's say, 1,945.
Okay.
So 1,945. Let's see if we can succeed. This is not the most user-friendly interface, plus 500. That's a minus point, I think.
Well, over the course of time, we could go to another platform, right? I mean, we are just
There are
beginning,
many
and
platforms, I must say, many platforms. And the interesting thing is this, if you see this pop-up here, it's stuck. It seems to be stuck here. So I cannot go below, or I'm doing something wrong. Let's see. We got a scroll bar here.
yeah, you might have to close the right part in order to. Okay.
Okay, take profit. This is not really ideal because I want to. Well, this is interesting. This is not very good of plus 500. That's too bad.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try again.
So at the moment you have a stop loss at 2023, right?
No, I can't see the stop loss is here below, but I cannot reach it.
And what if you maximize the screen? I don't know. Could you maximize it?
Maximize the screen, that's a good idea. Let's see if like this. Ah, very good, Mr. Tell. Let's see. So we said 1,199. Let's see, 1,945.
Yeah.
Okay,
Stop
we got the
loss.
stop loss. Now we're gonna establish take a profit
Yeah.
at this spike 2,141. 2,141. And that's it. So folks, here we see.
And ladies and gentlemen, The next time we have a broadcast, we will reflect on this. Maybe, maybe not the position will be open. Probably the position will be closed, I guess.
So at the gray line, we see now the stop loss line. Yellow is the price that we have, and purple line is the take profit.
Yeah, nice,
So
nice,
when
very nice.
Monday the market opens,
Yeah,
this thing is gonna take its course, and we're gonna see most probably within a week it won't reach that point. That's no problem. The next week, or when we got this podcast again,
yeah,
we can
yeah.
see
That's
where the
true,
price goes.
Ramos. Maybe, maybe this position will be open for 1 or 2 months, right? I don't know what the
Maybe,
volatility is.
exactly. And we have to also take an account, and that's the problem with gold. Let's see if I can let you see if there is more information about this gold trade CFD. And what I want to know, if this is a type of order, the price. So here we got the information. One Troy by 2026 and 60 cents. Limit 2141. Stop loss 1945.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what is our budget? What is
We
the
have
amount of
another
money
budget.
with which?
We got paper money, $14,000
Okay,
for this paper account.
enough with which we can exercise.
Enough to
Enough.
make you very happy.
Yeah.
Now what we can do, we can take another. We can go to the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is always moving, also in the weekend.
Okay.
By the way, the cryptos are the only trading commodities, if you want to say commodities, that are really, really, truly 24/7, every day moving. You can every day trade cryptos. That's different with
Oh,
commodities like gold,
even during the
crude
weekends.
oil. Exactly, exactly. So we can go to Bitcoin now, and let's see what the Bitcoin does. Okay, let's see how we go back. Here we go. And we're gonna find the cryptos. Got any suggestions, Mr. Tell?
No, I mean,
Oh, we got here the Bitcoin ETF. This is interesting. Mr. Finkelstein of the famous
BlackRock,
BlackRock. Thank
Larry
you.
Fink,
Larry
Larry.
Fink. Here we got the famous Bitcoin ETF.
You know what I wanted to say is this has it's not very related to our occupation, but some people claim that BlackRock is buying Bitcoin massively, right? It's
Well, this is my personal opinion. What BlackRock is doing with crypto ETFs, especially Bitcoin, is something which they starting doing many decades ago
okay.
with gold. You got the
Mhm.
real gold, the bullion gold. You
Yeah,
can have it in your hands, and you got the paper gold. And there is more paper gold than real gold.
yeah,
And this is, I think, what's going to happen also with the Bitcoin ETFs.
mm.
And this is for me also a tool from this big companies like BlackRock to fool people that they're buying real Bitcoin, but what they're doing really is trading Bitcoin on the nominal price. So if you buy
Okay,
an ETF Bitcoin, it doesn't mean that you have real Bitcoin. You speculating on the nominal price of Bitcoin,
Okay.
and this is really a big difference because you got crypto trading sites where you can buy real Bitcoin and you trade it or you exchange it with Ethereum or another crypto, and you got the real crypto in your hands.
Mm.
This system is much easier for the big public because it's more easy to use. But the danger is that what you see also with paper gold, that when you create more paper gold than real gold, then you're suppressing the price.
Yeah.
So this is to me a tool to the suppress the real price of
Mm.
Bitcoin, so that people lose interest in the real Bitcoin and they're gonna speculate more with the ETF Bitcoin. And when the real price of Bitcoin lowers, then BlackRock can buy it up,
Okay.
like the big banks did with gold.
Well, let's
So,
say
so,
that's
so
it's another geopolitical story. We are. I don't know whether you have to, whether we need this information also for starting a position.
no,
Um,
because that's the good thing about CFDs, that you can win money when it goes up, you can win money when it goes
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So what's important with CFDs that you have to look at differently. It's you can take the fundamentals of geopolitics,
Yeah.
but that's when you're starting with trading. The most important thing is that you use a method and you stick with it.
Okay.
Because the rest, what's happening around you, will only will only
Distracts.
distract you and lose focus.
But what about using 6 or 7 methods? And if the majority of the methods show one direction, then
No,
to go for that.
I understand, but using 6, 7 methods, it will distract you again.
Okay.
You have to just stick by one method, but that you know, that you study, that you can reflect on it. That's the best thing to learn to trade with CFDs.
Okay.
And this is why I'm saying this, because this is my own experience with the CFDs. If you trying too many methods at the same time, too much
Yeah.
indicators, and then try to follow the news, and on basis on that you make your trades, you won't be successful.
Okay.
That's a thing that I've learned the hard way. It cost me many tears
I
in the
understand you,
beginning,
but
but
this also means that you must be willing to put aside your one method. If your only one method doesn't bring you success, then one
no,
must change
you have to see it differently. You have to choose a method that fits you.
Mm,
So certain people use a certain method. Maybe the other method is better for you, but you have to stick with one method that you trust on it, which you feel comfortable with it,
uh,
and you just stick with it,
okay.
and don't experiment around. Do it with paper money, okay, but if you want to be serious, stick with one method.
Okay.
Otherwise,
So,
you're gonna lose a lot of money.
are we going to use this graph for opening a position?
Yes, this is the graph of Bitcoin, and I put the candles at one day. Why? Because Bitcoin is more volatile than gold.
Okay.
So let's see. This is here. You see 2024, and this is January is about this. Is January, February, March. So that's clear, right? From here to here, January. We're now in February.
Yeah.
There's something interesting. What you see here is the rise of Bitcoin from
Yeah.
here.
Definitely. Definitely.
Definitely, you see a really clear rise. Um, Many people think that Bitcoin moves exactly like the SP 500 or yeah, the Dow Jones. It seems it almost is there. It seems to be a correlation, but I think it's not. I think what makes Bitcoin this part interesting that when I have to look what the time span is, but every so many years the Bitcoin halves, and when it halves, it means that it's going to be more difficult to mine it, which means that each halving you see a rise of the price of Bitcoin because it's more difficult to mine.
Okay.
It will take longer to mine one Bitcoin, so the Bitcoin itself will have more value. So
So the
that's the beauty of Bitcoin.
so the more difficult the mining process, so
Exactly,
the higher the costs.
exactly. How much time it takes to create a Bitcoin. So when people want the Bitcoins there now, they have to pay a higher price. And here you see also the smart move of BlackRock, that it comes to a certain point that the big money like BlackRock who wants to speculate in Bitcoin, they think, well, the price for us is going to be a little bit too expensive to buy real Bitcoins. So they'll try to suppress it with ETFs. But
Mhm.
Bitcoin has its own way. It's not like, let's see, printing dollars of thin air. So the beauty of Bitcoin is you can't manipulate it like the dollar.
Yeah, you can because you cannot print Bitcoin out of thin air, so to speak. Is that
Well,
the
you're creating it already. You're creating Bitcoins really from mining equipment. They make
yeah?
calculations. The calculation has a certain value of cost, energy. Um, different calculation has also a certain value, and well, that's how the value of Bitcoin is created really. And then when people exchange dollars for Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin is really the price of Bitcoin is denominated in dollars.
But sorry to interrupt you. What about an alternative theory? I mean, we have an open discussion, right, Ramos?
Mhm.
We agree to disagree, and I'm not saying that you're not right, but what about this theory? The amount of bitcoins that can circulate is limited, maybe
Yes,
121 million, and because of the limitation of the amount of bitcoins and because of supply and demand,
scarcity.
it increases. I
Exactly.
mean, no, you said it increases because of the mining costs, but could it also increase
No, no,
because
no. It increases because it's halving. Every many years, the Bitcoin halves. Like it goes in the middle. It means for the miners that it is going to be more difficult to mine the Bitcoin, and you only can mine a maximum of 21 million. So how more closer you get to the 21 million, how more difficult it is to mine. This is programmed from the beginning like this.
okay,
So you're right, but the thing is also why, if it would be too easy, if it was too easy to mine 21 million, it wouldn't have the price that we see now. It would have a lower price. Do you understand?
it would have had a lower price if the
If it
mining
was very
cost.
easy to mine the 21 million
Yeah,
bitcoins, but it's
yeah,
not,
it's
but
not.
because every few years they make it more difficult.
Yeah, okay, I understand you.
Yes.
So what are we going to open? Will we go for a call or
Well,
will it?
what I find here very interesting, that from this point it went up, and from this point it went again, it went up. And um, when I analyze this graphic, and I analyze it like this, um, we got here a big a big high here, and it has created a triangle like this. Then here, buyers, sellers are waiting what we're gonna do, and then we decide to go up again. But
Yeah.
when I see this peak over here, it's a very fast high. You see?
Yeah, I see it.
And when I want to take an open position, I always look back to reflect.
Yeah.
And this high seems it's the same pattern like this high here.
Yeah.
And then it goes slower. And when I go more back to see what Bitcoin does, you see the same high here again. You see?
Yeah.
And here the same high here again. So these are for me interesting points to analyze what Bitcoin is going to do after a high like this. It's almost the same height here again. So what you see, this is the same height like this one, like this one, like this one, oh, like this one. And from here it goes in high, and then it goes slower high, and then it goes a little bit down, another high, and it goes a little bit down. So I see here a pattern. I don't know if you see it.
I see it also. It has it has different hikes, but
Yes,
then it how's it said, stabilizes the.
and stabilizes. Yes. And what I find so interesting that every time it stabilizes, it goes up. Stabilizes, it goes up. Then it goes a little bit down, stabilizes. Wait, it goes up again.
Yeah.
So at this time, I'm thinking, just thinking loud over here. If I'm gonna take an open position here, it could be going like this one, a slower high, or it could maybe make this pattern like here.
Yeah,
So this
that's.
one I have to reflect very good what is what we call to me, I'm thinking what is wise here. I'm going backwards, more backwards. We are here in 2022. And here, this is what I'm always do. If you still can't understand it or reflect it more, go back more. And I try to see now the figures in the pattern. And this what we call this one, the handle and the cup. You
Yeah.
know the famous handle cup, the cup and handle
Is that
pattern.
steun and weerstand, like they said
No,
in
no,
Dutch?
no. We say it in Dutch like a cup of coffee met het oortje.
Hmm.
This is the cup, like a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know? And this is the handle where you take it with the hands.
yeah.
So it just finished the cup and handle. And now
Is
this
this
is
a method? Is this an acknowledged method? The cup coffee.
yes,
uh,
yes. This is really in trading a denomination of a giant yeah what you call a pattern, a
okay.
giant. And this one, the first top, high top, well, it's also I got the name, I don't remember the name, but for me now it's important the cup and handle. I see clearly cup and handle. So it can mean it has ended a big pattern, and from now it can go up or down. If it goes down, it can go down quickly.
Yeah.
But if it goes up, usually after the cup and handle, if it goes up, it can reach a high the same as the begin point from here until here. So
Okay.
it can go like a big high, and it's you think, well, that's crazy, how is it possible? That's not that crazy, because if you see this point here, you see a peak here. And this makes it very interesting. So I'm gonna make it the candle a week. And let's see, now it's gonna even be more
Sorry to
interesting.
interrupt you. We planned an hour for the broadcast.
Mhm.
We have 45 minutes behind us.
Okay, so we got here a peak here, and I'm thinking like this: stabilization, the first high. I think it's a test if what is gonna do the public. I think it goes down again, maybe till here. This is a testing point. So if I would buy now Bitcoin, I want to buy it like at this point here. I want to see first what this is gonna do.
Okay.
I think it's a testing point. So I think it's go down again, stabilizes a little bit. Let's see what the public does. But if from there on it goes up, then I'm thinking that it can go up surely until this point here.
Until that point, because
Yes,
it already achieved that point in the past.
that's one. And
So,
two, we have a cup and handle. And it means when it goes up, it can go up at the same height as the depth of the cup.
did you learn that method through the book that I lent to you, or through
No,
another source?
no, that's I read a lot of books, and well, we have to say in trading, nothing in trading is 100% sure.
Okay, yeah.
But if you analyze it in this way, it's more probably that you can take more profit than losses. But this is for the long run. So Bitcoin, I want to first wait what Bitcoin does. I'm doing nothing with
Hmm.
Bitcoin now. I just want to know if this point here it's going to be a testing point, I think. Let's
Okay,
see
it
what the
goes, yeah.
election does do.
But am I perceiving, Ramos, that you're a little bit unsure about what Bitcoin is going to do?
I'm
I mean,
unsure. I'm unsure about the fact. So for me, it's more like you have to find the right entry point. And think this one is not the right entry point. That's
but
what I'm
it
thinking.
doesn't make sense, right, to open a position if we are not convinced about a certain direction, right? We shouldn't gamble, right?
No, you never gamble. You make calculation like poker. Huh? So what we can do now, we're gonna add some indicators. And what I'm looking for is volume. Let's see if we can find the volume here.
Volume
Volume chart.
underlay rate of change.
Oh, that's too bad. Volume is not available. That's not very nice from plus 500. Let's see if we can find something else. RSE. I'm gonna take volume away and go to the RSE. And this one is interesting, but because this one measures, I'm very bad in abbreviations, but what it measures is the strength.
Relative strength indicator.
Exactly. And this is an interesting one because when it reaches 80, see the 80 point here, then it can mean that it is at its lasting point of strength. So from this point here, It can be stabilizing or it goes a little bit down. Or in other words, they bought it up and now they want to sell it again to make some profit. And that's why I think this is not the right entry point right now. I don't know if you understand me.
It's not the right entry point, you say.
No, I don't think so. I want to wait.
Yeah. Like, yeah, if you have the opinion based on your experience that a certain direction is not displayed, is not shown, indicated, yeah, then we should wait. Maybe we should reflect the next time on what happened from this point on,
Yes, and
and maybe we can find arguments for that.
we're gonna take now the moving average, also a very important indicator. And if I see my experience, the ideal thing, really the ideal thing would be you see this red line
I see it.
from this
Yeah.
point. When it passes this red line, you can almost be sure, not always. I'm very careful with my words, but really, you see an exit above this line, then usually that's a signal that Bitcoin is going slowly up. But what you want to see that the pattern will hug the red line, and here it went very above the red line, and this is an indication for me that is overbought.
Overbought. Okay.
Exactly, overbought. And this is why, also the reason why I think, for me, this is not the right entry point, because if we reflect back, you see here, it's hugging more or less the line. But here, it went too much up the red line. And then you see, overbought, and they have to sell it because,
But if something is overbought, is it then not? Isn't it reasonable to expect that it will decrease? Is it then
exactly,
reasonable for us?
exactly, because the big buyers want profit. So they have to sell it again. They have to sell it also again so they can rebuy it at a lower
But
point.
this doesn't give this enough evidence to you to start in position with uh decrease.
Yes, that would be also an interesting one. Maybe this one would be more interesting to open a trade, a sell trade.
Yeah.
So instead of buy, sell Bitcoin.
So yeah, we can substantiate it with the evidence that it's overbought. According to this red line, according to this indicator,
It
Bitcoin is
indicates that
overbought
it's
at this
overbought.
moment.
Exactly. Because if you go back here, this is truly overbought. A big sell. Buy, overbought. Big sell. And here, because it went down the red line, the moving average line, then it went much more down. So this could
Yeah,
be a good point maybe to make a sell,
yeah,
but I'm not trusting that either. This is a clear indication of a big sell. Okay, let's see here. But since this is paper money, we can try.
yeah,
We're gonna lose here real money. So we're gonna just open here sell
yeah,
and just see what happens. We're going to make small contract. Let's
yeah,
see what is the minimal contract that we can have. In CFDs, you have to be very careful what you're doing with these
yeah.
contracts.
You need, definitely.
Oh, there you go. Okay, this is much acceptable. This is also good for people with not so much money. Value $71.59. Okay, that's the position we're gonna take as a value, and we're gonna open a sell position.
Yeah.
Here, folks, this is real life. This one goes immediately in action, and we see here it already is in action.
But
And now we're gonna establish, of course, the stop loss and the take profit. So the stop loss, where are we gonna make the stop loss? I would say about here at 53. Let's see if we can read it. 53. Let's make it 53.
okay. If did you choose 53 because you looked to the past and you looked to 2022, or how did
Exactly.
you? Okay.
Yes. I want to make it at 53,000 to make it much easier. And this can yield me a loss of 44 cents. Well, that's not much.
No.
But we're just training here. We're gonna
Yeah.
learn, and we're gonna take a take profits. Well, I'm seeing what's happened here. I would say at this resisting point, and it should be 31. And when we
So you stopped the win is stopped at 31,000.
exactly
And at what point in the past did you look?
at this point here,
Okay.
this resistance. Now, what would be interesting, and this is a question to you, Mr. Tell. Do you remember the past elections?
I remember the last elections. Yeah,
Yes.
January 6th. That was Biden was inaugurated at February 2020.
2020. Let's see if this system allows me to go or back, but it's a little bit limited.
It
Let's
kept
see.
it stayed stable in the first month of Biden, but at the end of 2020, it had a huge hike.
Well, maybe you know this. Do you think when this election time it goes up or down, the S&P, the Dow Jones?
Um, you asked it to me. Yeah? I'm going to say my perception. Yeah.
Yes.
So I have the perception that the last election was rigged.
Okay, but
Uh,
I'm not talking about if it's rigged or not. I'm talking about what the Dow Jones did, the stock market. What did the stock market do in election time?
um, it increased during Trump's administration, but what it did during the transition of power, I can't remember anymore.
We can what we can do is do a little bit of research.
Yeah, we are.
What we are at the end of this.
Yeah, we have done an hour.
Okay, well, guys, I'm curious what's going to happen with these two positions.
Definitely.
Let's see what Bitcoin is doing now. We are now
Yeah,
at a loss of 26 cents, but let's see what's going to do.
yeah. I mean, we will start with the reflection. in the first half of the third broadcast, and in the second half, we will open new positions.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's easier like as that. It's easy as that, or it's easy like that. I guess the second one, the last one.
I'm not a grammatical expert.
Easy as
I
that.
think you missed it.
I don't. It's easier as that. I guess. Okay, should we finish, or do you have to mention something else?
No, let's see what's gonna happen
Yeah,
with the trade.
definitely. Like I said at the beginning, if you have some tips, if we have done something wrong, right, Ramos, we are open for comments.
Surely we're open for comments. We are here to learn how to trade. Maybe I got it all wrong. Maybe my analysis is just bullshit. I don't know. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
And maybe
So yeah,
maybe I'm missing something. So folks, if you have you can react to it.
yeah. Okay. Have a nice evening. See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.